I'm gonna make this video very short. So this was my room. That is where the fire started, or part of it started. That is where the fire started. It was from a guitar tuner and a guitar. All that is spent ammo. All the bullets went off. How's everybody doing out there? Well, today was a very bad day for me. I'm gonna make this video short, but I've been feeling ill for the last 2 days. I stayed home and I went to go get something to eat from a restaurant here, and it was packed, so I went to another one on my way back. So I pull in my driveway, I get out of my car, and I immediately smelled some rubber burning, some plastic burning. And I try to open my door with my keys, and I can smell it coming from my house. So I hurried up, opened the door, and I had my phone in my hand, and I hit the emergency button on it and dialed 911. And while I was in the house on the phone, I had the phone like this, and I ran into my laundry room and I grabbed the fire extinguisher. My dog ran outside as soon as I opened the door, and I opened the door to my bedroom, and there was a flame on the floor, and I put it out with the fire extinguisher, and I ran back out of the house. Then I went in and I went back in and I opened up all the windows and opened up the screen door, and the Rockford Fire Department was there in less than a minute. It was so quick, and they came there, they went in my house, checked everything to make sure that it wasn't still on fire or smoldering. They broke a hole in the ceiling to make sure that there was no flame in the ceiling. They checked the whole house, they shut the gas off on everything, and then after they put it out, they turned the gas back on. I have all electronic ignition. This was the most adrenaline that I have pumped that I've ever had for like the last 10 years. This was just incredible. I've never felt that way before, where I know I needed to get the job done. I know I needed to make sure that my house was safe and secure, and that my house was not gonna go up in flames. Now, I am gonna say some things that you probably already know, and I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, and I'm not trying to give advice. I'm just saying that this is what I should do, and I made a mistake. Never keep your ammo in open boxes, because if anything were to happen, that ammo will go off. And that ammo went off in my room, and it must have been 400 or 500 rounds. So thank God that it fired downwards, and it was on the floor, and my floors are slab, so they didn't really bounce around or anything like that, but it's very dangerous. And then right above that were shotgun shells. Thank God that only about 30 of them got damaged, and they aren't that bad. But if you want to see what ammo looks like when it's melted, that's what it looks like. Now these are live rounds. I know I shouldn't be holding them like that. They could go off, but they were sprayed with water and solvent, so I'm not sure if they ever will. But I'm keeping them inside of a bulletproof container, and I'm looking around to find out where I can dispose them at. So it took the fire department about 20 minutes to get the fan going and get all the smoke out of my house. And about a half an hour after I called at 5:35 p.m. and they were here at 5:47. I looked at the time where they show up, because when you call 911, whatever you say into the phone is popping up on the fire department, the police, the ambulance, it pops up on their screen, so they know exactly what you're saying before they get there, on their way while they're there. And it's actually not, it's right around the corner from my house, so it's really not that far. And they were really cool, and they loved my dog, and everybody was petting my dog. And because they have dogs, they have a dog at the station. And I really appreciate what they do, because if this were to get out of control, I wouldn't even know what to do. I would just have to let my house burn, and there'd be nothing that I could do, and I would have anywhere to go. Now my house smells really terrible. I clean my bathroom, I clean my floor, I clean my kitchen, I clean my living room. I'm about to clean this room, and I'm about to check the rest of my ammo to make sure that it's still good. This was not, and it burned all of my pictures. So now I'm not going to be able to recover them, because I sprayed them with the fire extinguisher, and now I don't even know what I'm going to do. There's no structural damage, because the wall is that the closet wall, and the wall that the fire had started on, the closet is where the fire started, and the fire actually, like embers had come off of it, and there's a little dog bed there, and that's super flammable, because it's like egg crate, and it's like furry on top. So as soon as that thing, it ignited right away, and that's the only two spots where the fire was at, and it turned my whole room black. So I have the window open, I have the doors closed, I have boxes of baking soda in there. It's terrible. And I immediately filed a claim with my insurance company. I have no idea how to navigate it. I'm going to find out. And the fire inspector who was here, he did an investigation, and he said that the fire had started in the corner. Then he asked me, did I have like a little wooden shelf in there or something that could have caught fire? And I'm like, I had nothing in there. All I had was my two guitars. He said, well, you only have one guitar now. And I'm like, well, whatever you're looking at, that's probably what it is. And he brought it out, and it was the neck of the guitar, and that's what started the fire. It was a guitar, and it had an electronic tuner attached to it. And I think the electronic tuner is what malfunctioned, and it started a fire. Maybe the battery, the lithium battery inside of there, because it's a classical guitar with nylon strings. I don't know, but that's what he's saying. So I'm just going to wait and find out what his investigation says. But there's nothing I can do. My room is ruined. I'm going to have somebody come in and clean the whole thing with that special cleaner to clean it out and get the smell out. I'm going to have to repaint everything. I'm going to have to tear the whole floor out. I'm going to have to throw my dresser out. I'm going to have to throw my bed out. Thank God my clothes were inside the dresser, and they did not get touched. Thank God. The dresser is okay. It was just those two spots, but everything that was on top of the shelf, my safe, all of my stuff in there. Thank God my safe is fireproof, and it only melted the plastic ring around the door, so on the door, and that's all it melted. That's because the fire he said that when I got here, the fire was going for about maybe 1 minute, and that was it. He said whenever you got in there and then you put the fire out, the fire was only going for maybe 1 minute. He said, but since it was a wooden guitar that is like, the wood is dry, and it also, it has a veneer, a lacquer on it. He said that thing will just go up really quickly, and he said you can tell that by the neck of the guitar. That's the only thing that was burning and keeping the fire going. He said, and when I looked at the little dog bed, the bridge of the guitar was sitting right in the middle of it. So the bridge of the guitar must have like maybe popped, and because it's burning, and it touched the dog bed, and it lit the dog bed on fire. So I'm alive. My lungs are cashed. I have a headache, but other than that, everything is okay. My dog is fine. I saved my dog. She saved me because she knocked the curtains down and was banging on the window. And when I backed into my driveway, I saw that my curtains were down and she was at the window. So I hurried up and got out of my car, and I was on my phone, and I did my thing, and I ran and got the fire extinguisher. These things will save your life. Look how much I used. The thing's almost on empty. These things will save your life. I have them all over my house. Yeah, it's a mess to clean up, but I'd rather clean this up than clean up ashes. That's for sure. So those things, and smoke alarms, and the fire department gave me a smoke alarm. I took the smoke alarm down, I put the battery in it, took my dog leash, put it on the shelf, which is right where it's supposed to be, and then I took my dog for a walk. I came back and I put the dog leashes on top of it. Then I left, and then I came back, and that's when the fire happened. And it was a very, very, my heart was pounding because I didn't want my house to burn down. Whatever you do, store your ammo and your weapons inside of a fireproof safe. This way, you don't have what I had, with bullet holes all over in your closet, because they did go off and they blew up, and it was not good. So, and lithium chargers, batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries. If you have those chargers, make sure you always check the connectors and don't rip them out and just place them in there. And when you pull them out, just pull them out slowly, because I noticed that on 3 different brands of chargers, when I pull the battery out, it creates a very, very big spark. So if one of those things and don't leave those things with the batteries charging when you're not at home. I do it all the time, but I know I'm not going to do that anymore. So with all that, there's really nothing I can do. I'm just waiting for my clothes to get done, and then I'm going to put them in the dryer and wash my sheets and blankets. Everything in my house smells like a fire. So I'm going to have to go and clean I clean my bathroom, clean my kitchen, clean my floors, clean everything else. And now it's just the smell that I have to wait for to go away, which won't until they clean that room. So thank God I'm still here, praise the Lord, and my house is okay. So with all that, everybody have a good evening.